Hello. This video is for you, my dear Sandy, my angel soul. And I have blue flowers for you. These are gorgeous hydrangea flowers from our front garden, front yard. I was trimming the hedges today in the front yard on both sides, and also the heather hedge. This is beautiful, and ivy mixed with many other and amazing Oregon grape and American holly and other types of hedge plants that are all mixed together. And then this one here is growing in front of this window here into a very large shrub. There are many flowers right now, and there are also the Argentinian pampas grass, which you can see from here. This is covering this one window here, which gives us privacy, and I like it. A lot of people, they don't want the Argentinian pampas grass. They view that as an invasive species. I don't view any plant as an invasive species, or any fauna and flora as an invasive species. They have been transported around the world by humans, usually under the shoe sole. Those seeds, right? And then they get settled, they get rooted, literally, and they make their new place their home. And this is a gorgeous plant, this Argentinian pampas grass, and that grows right in between the blue flowers. I trimmed that to the side a little bit because the male people, they have to get through. And this always, it's like really long swords, and they are razor sharp. So I have already cut myself many times. I have very tender skin. I should really wear these long janitorial gloves when I do this work here, but then it looks funny. People walk by there and they think, why is that lady wearing these yellow long gloves? But, I have to not worry about what other people think. This is a big, and that's a big subject for the whole world. Us thinking, like, what are other people thinking? And how are they going to judge me if I have these big janitorial gloves on in the front yard, trimming this all? But the Argentinian pampas grass, when it develops these seed pods on the top, those are like feather formations. And I've shown that before in my videos. Like feather tufts, and then you can break off the stem. They grow on a 11-foot tall stem, and huge, and you can cut it off on the bottom, and then you can use that in your house to do dusting. For example, like this Halloween formation there in the corner of the window. I had my friend Rita, she would come over and she would say, "Oh, you're already decorated for Halloween." And then she stopped talking because she thought I would take offense if she points this out. But I had to snicker because, this is a Halloween decoration. But I didn't put that up there. No. The spiders did, see? And then if you use those feather tufts, you can get into every corner of the house with those. I don't know if they grow in France. I'm not sure, but they grow here in California because people brought them under their shoes here to California, and that made a lot of gardeners mad because I see a lot of people, they don't want those, and they'll say to me, don't bring those over here on our side. Well, the seeds will be blown by the wind anyway over the fence, right? So they're growing everywhere, and I like it natural, you know. I like our gardens to have permaculture, to be seeded by all natural seeds and plants, and have a humongous variety of different plants in the garden, and not ever and not never and never use pesticides. Okay, so that's my mandate for my life and for the whole world, to end the use of pesticides, okay, or the use of artificial fertilizers or any kind of chemical, okay. So we need to have everything needs these flowers are so incredibly nice. Mwah! Oh gosh, this is nice for you, my lovely Sandy. I love you, beautiful, beautiful angel. Okay, so I want you to feel better. I always feel bad, off and on, just like you. Same thing. Goes up and down, in huge amplitudes. Okay, I fall all the way into the basement, and then I come back out like the phoenix out of the ashes, and then I go all the way back to the rooftop. And I pull myself up on my own bootstraps, usually, because I don't have anyone to talk to here. I talk to Paul, but it's like he gets mad and he will blame me for, and this is not very beneficial, it's not very therapeutic, it's like anti-therapeutic. And so that's why I actually talk to my computer a lot. I'm on Paul's phone. I'm not on Paul's phone, but I am on, this phone is connected to Paul's YouTube channel, which I had created for him somewhere around 2008 or something, a long time ago, or 2010. And I will get the link for you for this video, then you can see his channel. And I already have Kenny, our former albino dog. So I had made videos very intermittently for that channel, but I don't want that channel to be removed. I want to keep that channel. I'm gonna keep that channel now as our travel channel. So because I have it here on this phone. The other day I tried to put my white Chromebook on Nikki Loves Dogs, and that didn't work for some reason. I wonder if Google already removed that entire account, because they said if there's no activity on an account, on a Google account, then they will remove the entire account. If there's no activity for half a year, so then they will remove it. So I don't know if this is what happened, or if the hackers have made it impossible to, maybe because it didn't want to sign in, so, and it gave me a really hard time. But so I just put the white computer back to factory setting, and I'm letting it rest there on the piano. And if my other computer malfunctions, or let's hope that never happens, but if that happens, then I still have this other computer as my backup computer. So I only really need one computer. So I have been using the other one at the other house to make videos with, but I'm going to use this tablet from now on, and this is signed into Paul's account. And I better not even take the chance of switching accounts now because I don't know what might happen. It might not work, and then I can't even get back into Paul's account. So I'm not gonna play around with this. So I'm gonna keep this phone here on Paul's channel, and that's okay for traveling and stuff like this. But also, occasionally making political videos or saying what's important. Important is to never, ever, ever, ever use pesticides for the whole world out there. I already know that you don't use pesticides because you are very, very strongly for planet Earth. So, but there's so many people out there still, and the hardware stores that are selling pesticides, and that should be banned, And maybe when Donald Trump gets in, he will put a ban on that. So that's what I'm hoping, I'm really hoping. But he'll have to, in the very beginning, he'll be very, very busy with the real shrill and dangerous things that are going on right now, which is the wrong people are in the White House, and not just a few, but a whole lot. The whole White House had been infiltrated and infested, literally, with corporate mafia. I call it mafia, but it's kind of misleading. It's like corporate agenda mafia, and people call it deep state. They're not deep, these people. Those are very corrupt people that are in the White House right now, and people with incredibly vested interest are put into the White House. There are incredibly horrific things happening right now in the United States on the scale of what happened to Paul Watson, but probably, exponentialized because this has an effect on the entire United States and beyond. This has an effect on the whole world. What's happening here right now? Someone tried to assassinate Donald Trump. This is really, really serious. And so these people that are in the White House right now, those are very evil, and those are vested interest, those are corporate mafia, those are organized crime people. This is not an exaggeration. Okay, these people that are in the White House right now, they're like, I don't know how many, 100, 200, they are organized crime. Okay, they are organized crime affiliated, and some of them are part of organized crime. Joe Biden and his son have always been with organized crime and with human trafficking. They are really, really, really horrific people. Okay, they are worse than anything that has ever existed in the United States, in the government. Okay, there have been bad people in the U.S. government, but nobody comes even into the margin of those people that are in the government right now. And that's why I'm absolutely worried. I'm totally terrified. I'm terrified for Donald Trump and Elon Musk, for their safety, because these people are after them. They are sending hitmen after them. Elon Musk said it many times too, and Donald Trump said it too. And the Secret Service guard people, the security guard people that are hired by the government to supposedly protect Donald Trump, they work with the organized crime mafia. Okay. They have deliberately not done anything when the hitman stood on the roof. They have waited for half an hour, can you imagine, before they would do anything. Now, that's why J.D. Rockefeller said, every man has his price. Those people are bribed. Those people are corrupt. Those people are heartless. They put money over the safety of someone who could rescue their life, who could rescue this entire country, right? Which is Donald Trump. He has what it takes to rescue this entire country. But the media are slandering him all over the world so bad that a lot of people, they don't even know what to believe anymore. I've studied this now very, very closely, in depth, and I see what's happening. Donald Trump signed a very, very important animal rights bill into effect while he was still in office during his 4 years. Very important animal rights bill that nobody before him signed. No, it was brought to their desks. Obama, Clinton. They were supposed to be democratic, right? They were supposed to be on the side of animals and environment. No, they were not. Okay, they did not sign it into effect. But Donald Trump, the real estate person, the one who is accused of being right-wing, he signs it. And why? Because he has a real wonderful heart. He has empathy, he has compassion, he's an angel, he's a God level soul. Okay? What he has been through, he's proven to us now that he is God level, and that he can literally do anything that is wonderful and that saves the animals, that saves all of us, that saves justice, that saves peace on earth. Donald Trump had peace during the 4 years and a prospering economy. Everything, like the entire scale. This man is a genius of epic proportions, and a genius with an ultra super good heart, okay? And the media, they would never portray him like this, because the media are paid by the opposition to slander him and to make him look bad to the public, and to also targeting specific demographics. And according to the demographic, they will have for each demographic, they have their specific propaganda and hate propaganda and slander tactics that they use for this. They use market psychologists for that. They're very good at it. They had 100 years and more of real rigorous psychology training in regards to mass manipulation. So we need to be infinitely grateful that we have Donald Trump and Elon Musk right now in this world, that are all the way on the top, and that can literally save the animals and all of us and bring justice and peace back. Both of them. And also another really good one. The real good ones are coming together now because of this real dire situation. Robert Kennedy is another real good person. Amazing person. Angel soul. Amazing person. And so I want to see these three in the White House. That's what we need, So it's very, very important. And yeah, another thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is I want to talk about the therapy help centers that are really necessary to save the world, to save the whole world. The therapy help centers that I have laid out. It sounds so pompous to say this, it sounds terrible and ridiculous. But I learned from Dr. Arthur Janov, and I am infinitely grateful to his work. And his work has inspired me, has taught me vital information, and there were problems also with primal therapy. I'm not going to deny that. But we can make it better. And we can get rid of the issues. We can get rid of all the problems. We can get rid of all these pitfalls that are happening there that were not foreseen. You know, terrible, tragic things. When Arjanov left the center, that's when these things started happening. Because when he was still there, teaching, and also sometimes he would be there in the group therapy, and he, not always because he was getting very old, but sometimes he would be there. In general, he had his eye on the whole situation. When this got too much and he got very old, was way over 80 years old, then he had to retire because he wanted to focus on his books, and he left it to his wife. His wife, France from France. I love her dearly. The problem is that he was no more monitoring the situation. That's when all of these pitfalls started to happen. And I suffered a great deal through this as well. So, oh, these flowers smell so good. See, I'm not gonna talk about Franz Janov's personal feelings. It would be good if we could, because that would help the world. But I would feel like a betrayer if I talked about her problems. And I know she has problems, and as we all do, you know. And when these problems are not addressed, then it goes wrong very quickly. Okay, when the problems that people have are not addressed, particularly if it is the therapist or even the person in charge of all therapists and of the management and how the therapy is being run. By the way, I made my own t-shirt here, as you can see. I made my own t-shirt for Paul Watson. Captain Paul Watson. Please support the Captain Paul Watson Foundation. And then I made a whale underneath. I think that looks cool. This is really nice. I love this. I absolutely love this old polo shirt. I had to make it wider and longer, and now I can continue to wear it because I absolutely love this polo shirt. So you see, I make my own Paul Watson Foundation clothes, and I'm probably gonna make more in the future with these nice t-shirt paints. I love those t-shirt paints, they're great. I can't afford to buy expensive sweatshirts and stuff. I wished I could, but I can't. We have no income right now, and we are in the midst of property transformations and stuff like this. We have to buy a property at a lake, which we're planning on doing this upcoming fall, this upcoming autumn. And then we have to focus on selling these other two properties. And if we're very, very lucky, we can make the extra money that Paul and I very much deserve in order to have that for our retirement, because we have to have a retirement fund. It's very, very important. And at the lake property, we want to get the real large commercial dome greenhouse. I want to grow everything that I love in there. I mean, tropical plants as well. And I learned how to do this, how to regulate the temperature in there through drip irrigation in the summertime and through geothermal wells, geothermal well pools. And so I hope that we get geothermal water. This entire area there has an underground network of geothermal aqueducts from planet Earth, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. And I know this will heal Paul, Baby Doc, and myself from all of our health ailments that we are suffering from. I know we will heal. And I'm already completely whole food vegan now. I have cheated in the past, not cheating anymore. The only animal products that are now consuming once in a while are chicken eggs, not Quetzalcoatl eggs. They would be too big. I would have problems with that. I couldn't, even though they picked up Brontosaurus babies and in their beaks. They're humongous. Those flying dinosaurs. Oh my God. No, I could not eat a Quetzalcoatl egg, even if they brought him back through some kind of fossil revitalization or something. No, I eat free-range, organic, ethical, hopefully ethical, chicken eggs, unfertilized, and once in a while I eat honey, and that's it. No more meat, any meat, no meat of any sort. No fish, no animals. So it's what Dr. Scholl's, or Dr. Richard Scholl's, the holistic doctor that was in Marina del Rey when we lived in LA. He was right around the corner from us. Amazing person. He became famous then, and he always said, don't eat anything that has a face. So, and I take that very seriously for ethical reasons and for health reasons as well, So it's very, very important. And my message for the whole world, so quit doing what makes you sick, like quit all the bad habits. Message for everyone out there: quit meat, quit smoking, quit alcohol. You cannot consume alcohol. No amount of alcohol is safe. Okay. And then what I read many, many times now, studies on the internet that said from all of these health hazards, all of them combined, the absolute worst health hazard is psychological stress. So nothing comes even into the margin of psychological stress. That is the most dangerous immune suppressor there is. And stress and lack of sleep, of course, which go together. This comes together. Lack of sleep is dangerous, absolutely dangerous. So we have to have a minimum of 8 hours sleep per night. And we cannot have any psychological stress. This is very, very important. And what is psychological stress? Psychological stress is not crying or being angry or being depressed once in a while. Or even if we have to every day, like because of the people we're surrounded with or with the political situations worldwide, that makes us very angry, As animal rights activists, you and I are suffering every day with these kind of things. Here is the most important message for us and for everyone out there. It's not even that. It is how we deal with that stress, with that grief, and with that pain. How we deal with it. Do we bottle it up? Do we not talk to anyone about this? or do we talk to everybody about it? Even if people leave us, even if people laugh about us. Do we talk to everyone in the whole world about it? Do we make videos about it? Do we write blogs about it? Do we talk to our computers if we have no one else to talk to, as I do? Okay, and I'm not worried, I'm not ashamed about this. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Okay, nothing. Shame is a real shame is the most neurotic mechanism there is. Okay. This is a mechanism that has been created by humans. Animals don't have that. That has evolved with the human species, and it is the one of the, or I would say the number one psychological stress creating factor there is. And then when people don't talk about it, and they don't because of the shame, they don't talk about these issues, whatever, then that is suppressing the immune system. That's very, very dangerous. We cannot allow this. We have to blab it all out. I blab it out, I lose friends. People run, they run fast for me, trust me. People run and run and run. Real estate agents that never ever talk to us again. They're making a big circle around us, even though, they could make a profit selling our house and all of this. They do not want anything to do with us. And I cried for several days over this because it brings up my childhood pain. It brings up abandonment for my mother. It brings up shaming for my mother and my grandfather. It brings up all of these toxic pain things from the past. But at the end of, I'm making a video right now. I'm making a video for Sandy, and I told you about this. I told you. So I'm warning. I cannot delete this video now. Something with Paul Watson. So it seems like something positive. So we'll see. I hope so, I love him infinitely much, I support him. I always talk to people about him. He's always on my number one, the most important, the most kind-hearted, and Donald Trump and Elon Musk are up there with him together, okay, and Robert Kennedy. So those are my favorite people in the whole world. These are the most important for the world. To heal the world. Very important. So it is the most important thing to say for every one of us, to say how we feel. Even if we think, oh, there is the shame, or there is whatever, we feel embarrassed, or we feel like, what are they thinking then? Or they might leave us, they might drop us. We might be expelled by a community or society. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about any of this, okay? Any. You matter. Your body. Your precious, precious, gorgeous body matters, Sandy. My body matters. His body matters, okay? This body matters, okay? So, he expresses himself, of course. When he hears fireworks, he is up and out and running back and forth, and that gets it out of his system. Now, if he would be cowering in a corner, which some dogs do when they hear fireworks, cowering in the corner and then they don't even have anyone to comfort them or something, that suppresses the immune system, okay? And for us humans, we're psychologically so complicated with all of these things, with our social stigmatizations and social fears and repercussion fears and woke cultures, cancel culture type of fears, and fear of being expelled from society and all of these things, okay? So, I am not worried about it. I do what I want to do. I wear what I want to wear. I wear cargo shorts. I look like my mother called me Schießbudenfigur. Sorry, it sounds so bad, that word, but the translation of it is I'm some kind of like a pawn puppet in some kind of traveling target shooting booth. I mean, whoa, my mother, she was brutal to me. Trust me. Okay, that's why, but I later on, and after a while she'd forget, right? And she'd be all nice and nice, and then she gets triggered, she says some brutal shit to me, right to my face. Stuff I'd never say to her or to anyone, right? I mean, it's just too brutal. It's just, what's the point, right? But she will say it. Not just to me, she said it to other people too, cruel things, but she was jealous of me, so I was like a thorn in her eye, every day. So, and this was happening because she did not say how she really felt. That's why. That's why she'd say these brutal things. She didn't say to me what she really felt. And not only that, she didn't even know what she really felt. She did not know. So I don't hold it against her. I see it now from the sky perspective. I can see my mother, It is tragic. Matter of fact is, I lie in bed at night and I apologize to her. I apologize to her over and over and over again. I'll say to her, I know you treated me really bad too, but what I know now, with the knowledge I have now, I would not have been yelling at you. I would not have been mean or even say mean things back or whatever, Or being brutal or getting into this or that or defying her or, I gave her a hard time also, a real hard time. But that was also my lifesaver, that I gave her a hard time. That saved my life. And what saved her life for so long, so she became much like 80, I don't know what old she was, 89 or something, 88 something. The reason why she became that old is because she was mean. That's why, okay? So, but that's still not good. It's not good enough. It hurts others then in turn. But at least she wasn't sitting on the pain. She would shoot arrows at other people. That would save her life, but hurt others, right? And then in turn create real bad relationship problems between her and me, where I had to leave her. Okay, so, and then she was really depressed, my brother told me, that I left, and that she hadn't heard from me in many months, and she was sitting there depressed. Okay, and then my brother said that my dad even stuck it to her on top of all of this, and if I had been there, I would have said, stop it, don't beat down on her. She's already depressed, can't you see that, and so, but it's this dynamic of families where people sit on bottled up emotions which will then surface at a specific moment. I've seen it with myself too, and I feel infinitely sad and sorry about this, that I caught myself saying something mean to her, because there is this bottle, there is still this element, even though I cry it out and do all, there are still aspects of where, I feel like, how dare she do this double standard? Now I'm going to show her or something. That doesn't, it's war, it doesn't help anyone. So I apologize to her at night. Okay, but overall, I made peace with her. I hope she made peace with me, the soul. Okay, I cry with her, for her, every day. Yeah, I told the blue god to take my mommy by her hand and help her through the transition. And I did that every day, for every night. during her last week on this planet. And I could feel that what I was doing, that this prayer that I was doing was helping her. It was definitely helping her. That's how powerful quantum entanglement is. Scientists are getting now to the core of it. So they're getting to it. So this whole world that we live in is an energy world. Okay? And everything's about energy. And that's why it is so vitally important for you, Sandy, and for myself to say to people how we feel. Say to your parents how you feel. If they can't deal with it, walk away. Then say, I see you can't deal with it. I will pack up. I will leave. Okay? I will go somewhere else. Don't let people abuse you. Don't let toxic people, I don't know your parents. I'm only speaking from my personal experience. Okay? I have no idea what's happening with your family or how, but I know that one thing I know for sure, that you are suffering just as my friend Birgit was suffering. Okay? Don't go that route. Or my friend Barbara, the same thing. Barbara and Birgit are no longer here. Okay? They took their spacesuit off way too soon. Way too soon. They were in their 60s. Okay? Don't go that route, Sandy. Say it. Don't do what they did. They didn't say anything. Barbara was my dad's mistress. She didn't say anything. Although I know that he must have triggered her. He must have made her feel like second wife or second mistress or something, you know. That bothers me, just thinking about that. Barbara's a good soul, okay? I don't want Barbara to feel like second choice or something. And then they both played this incredible role-play hiding game with my mother, you know, hiding their affair behind my mother's back. And my mother already knew. I mean, the whole thing is so incredibly farcical and ridiculous, what happened there. But then she didn't say anything to my dad. She should have said, I've had it. You have a good one, you know. You are a coward. I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to cater to your fantasy and your mistress mystery shit, you know. I'm leaving. I want my life to be good and holistic. I want to be around people that are honest with me, that are honest with others. Okay, that's what Barbara should have said. Okay, and many other things that she never said. And Birgit too. Birgit caught a real bad husband out there in Germany, in Sylt, and that guy totally used her. And when she came to me, she would vent it out, but that's not good enough. Okay, she needed to say it to him. Okay, she needed to say to him, "You are a total jerk." Okay, I am so tired of you. I'm done. Bye bye. But she didn't, because she was probably very afraid of where she's gonna go to. How is she gonna take care of herself? So at least he had this measly pittance there for her, you know, to give her a memory foam bed, and although she had to work all day long, even when she got sick. And both Birgit and Barbara had the C word, and that's what caused them to end their lives. And I don't want that to happen to you. Okay, I'm shaking with this, actually. I'm shaking with Barbara and Birgit. Those were my best friends. Okay, and I don't want this to happen to another best friend. I know it's not easy, all of this. You know, it's not easy. This is so much easier said than done. But I sent Birgit a sculpture that I made. And the sculpture is called, Birgit, you need to show teeth. And that sculpture I made out of a cardboard box. And I made a mouse in there, a real big mouse, and I put teas in. I usually don't put teas into my sculptures. That's a lot of trouble. But for Birgit I did. I put teas in it, I don't know, out of some kind of clay or something. And I painted the teeth all white, and the mouth red, and the face clownish, blue god in clown form. And I sent it to her per mail, and I wrote a letter, and I said to Birgit, you need to show teeth, and you need to speak out. You need to say how you feel. You need to not take any kind of abuse. And then she would, yeah, I know, but then she can't do it. She can't do it. And she couldn't take charge of her own health in any way. She felt too insecure and dependent on the medical industry, on the doctors, and she thinks they know better, and all of that. And all they did was Barbara and her was they killed her. They finished them off with their pharmaceutical drugs and chemotherapy and all of that. That's what they did. That was just it was like the Jesus Christ death sword into the heart. That's what the pharmaceutical industry did for them. But they didn't feel comfortable. They didn't feel safe using herbs. They felt like, what if it doesn't work? Well, the pharma industry is guaranteed to not work. Okay, I know that for sure, because that stuff is poison. It's absolute poison and toxic stuff. So, and that's the truth. Okay, this here, holding this in my hand, I can feel the power of this. Just the squishing this around here, I feel the power of this plant. I feel the power of this plant, so enormous power of this plant that is going through my whole body, through the skin of my hand. There's a refreshing, there's a blue elixir in here. The blue god elixir is in this flower. And I am sending this energy. I'm emitting this energy. This is an endless, infinitely endless sun of love and power that is sending you rays of the blue god elixir. Endless rays of the blue god elixir for you. For your face, nose, cheeks, hair, eyes, whole skin, whole body. You need to take a flower like this, and you need to pet your whole body with that. There's a lady in South America, she does that. She pets people with flowers. I forgot her name now, an amazing woman. Okay, that's a shamanic healer. And if I find it again, I will send you the link. I think a while back I've already sent you the link, I think, of her. It was a couple of years ago. But I'll look for her again, see if I can find her. So, very important, she does sessions with people where she strokes people gently with the plants, and she also rubs the plants and she squishes the material, and then she massages that onto the skin. And she probably started out like this because she didn't have money for massage lotions, which was an advantage, because then she got into completely whole plant essences. Nothing is better than that. I mean, there's no massage oil that comes even anywhere into the margin, because any massage oil has already in some way been processed, right? So, but this is not processed. This is completely raw and unprocessed. This is raw energy. That's what plants are. Raw plants are. Fresh picked from the garden. Do that. Very, very important. But the most important thing is, from all the holistic health measures that I have ever been talking about, the most important element is to say to people how you feel. And you've done it before with me, and I was glad. That's why I did not take any grudge or anything. because I could see that you are bottled up and you need to vent that out. Okay. You probably, I don't know, I might trigger you. I trigger a lot of people. Okay. But very badly. I trigger different people in different ways, right? Talk about it. Talk to me about it. It doesn't bother me. Talk to me about it. Talk to other people about it. Talk to your parents about it. Talk to your brothers and sisters about it. To anyone, your friends. Instead of becoming a hermit, I understand how easy we want to do that because we just want to lie down on the couch and not talk to anyone sometimes. I understand, and that's necessary. We have to do that. Okay, very important. But then afterwards, we need to write things down. We need to, or make a video just for yourself. And you need to talk to people about how you really feel. This is vitally important for your health. This is important for every single person on this planet, to say to other people how we really feel. Okay? If the haters, my haters did that, I talk to them all the time about this. If they said to me or to each other or to anyone how they really feel, or to any woman that they meet, they could have a beautiful relationship with a woman, but instead they hold everything back out of pride, out of fear of rejection, out of fear of humiliation. That's the male problem. This is a very specific male problem. And they end up being a complete, how do they call those? Incels, you know. This is a bad word, but I call them celibates. They're self-sabotage celibates, okay? And they did it to themselves. Okay? Because of this mechanism of pride, you know, pride and fear of shame, and fear of being ostracized and being shunned from their male groups and from their, particularly Islam is the absolute, that's the epitome of this mechanism of fear of being rejected from their peer group, from their religion, and so on. In Islam, it takes on another level of violence where they literally have to be afraid for their lives if they left the religion. So but there are people who have left that religion. There are courageous people, women and men, who have left the religion. And yes, they have to live in hiding. They have to live there. They have to worry about their security, okay? And they have to be prepared. They need to be preppers, really, really, really good. They have to have their weapon. They have to have an entire weapon room, okay, with hand grenades, everything that they can defend themselves with against people that they've known, or Muslims that retaliate against an apostate, someone who leaves that religion. That's what they do. This is a violent, horrific, psychopathic religion that should be banned everywhere. But the Biden administration is bringing it on. Okay, that's why they're very, very, that's why I call them evil, because they bring it on for their own personal vested interest, because they can manipulate people better when they're divided and angry, and when they're highly religious. They can manipulate people the best. Okay, and that's why they bring it on. They bring these people with truckloads and airplane loads into this country, so that all of these refugees will vote again for the same mafia type of people. That's the whole strategy. That's the main strategy. And also to get recruits to do horrible things, to do terrible crimes, to get hitmen, and so on. All of this. It's a whole range of things that they use these people for. These people are slaves and they don't even know it. So, but for the rest of us, you know, we also need to talk about how we feel. Every single person, whether it's a Muslim, Christian, non-religious person, animal rights person, saint, no matter who we are, okay, we have to talk about how we feel, to other people. We need to, and very important, we need to cry it out. That's the legacy of Dr. Arthur Janov, and I am infinitely grateful to him that he left this legacy for us to use. Okay, everyone can use it. We don't have to pay horrendous amounts of money to go to the Primal Center. Okay, we can practice this in our own room. We say how we feel and we cry it out. That's the most important thing there is. Nothing is as important psychologically for our well-being as crying it all out. So, the Blue God agrees with me. 55. And the number is coming up. Slowly coming up. And I will end the video at 5555. The number is coming up. 55, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Now another 5. There. 5555. The Blue God agrees with us. Sandy, I love you infinitely much. Take care, my love.